我们的 Napa 之行第2天，我们今天要去那个地方叫什么？
贝林哲酒庄，
据说是整个 Napa 地区最古老的一个酒庄之一。我们今天那个地方是我们提前预定了一个 tour， 然后它包含
wine making 啊 ，history 啊，
还有 wine tasting。
对，还有 wine tasting。
对，我们昨天去的那个薰衣草酒庄呢，就是当然是薰衣草园拍照，然后它有一个薰衣草的 market， 还有 wine tasting。所以昨天其实并没有看一些什么制酒的过程啊之类的。然后我们现在是开车，还有10分钟左右就到那个酒庄。其实从我们住的酒店往北一路开，这就很直的一条街上，全部都是各个酒庄，就分布在路的两旁。然后我们现在要去的这一家呢，算是比较靠北的一家。现在是我们看到的风景。
路边都是葡萄树，
天哪，
一路都是。
我这次最大的收获就是我终于知道葡萄树长什么样子了。我们到了这个地方叫 Beringer， 哇，突然间有一种进了别人家别墅的感觉呢。真的，你看这小路。
哦，我们买的那个tour 里面好像他会说让我们看一下那个 owner 的 property。应该都是私藏的好酒吧。
哇
，Live music today。
What？
不错呀。
我们看到了那一家，你们可不可以看到？
绣球花。
No, honestly, Napa
Se aproveitar, pai, que amanhã.
the original version written in French and called in English Beyond the Sea, called La Mer in French.
Tin French song. 不愧是 Napa 最古老的酒庄。
À des reflets d'argent, la mer, des reflets changeants sous la pluie, la mer, au ciel d'été.
我们现在是在 Number 6 here， 在听他的 live music。然后刚才整个园区我们从1到4挨个逛了一遍，现在好累，坐在这边休息一下。我们2点半的时候还有一个园区的 history 和 winemaking 的一个 tour， 然后就一会儿见啦。现在是到了他的一个 gift shop 来逛一逛，我准备买一个，是不是好可爱？一个冰箱贴，后面是个冰箱贴，然后是它的那个 Sauvignon 的一个 bottle， 准备买这个冰箱贴，然后天，这个区简直是太香了，我准备买一个。让我先买一个小盘吧。有一只小鹅，还有一个小熊。准备买一个小盘儿，然后再买一个。想一想，拿这个味道吧。这个味道。Napa Valley， 这个是有一点 grapefruit 的，我个人超喜欢 grapefruit、raspberry, carrot seed, and rosy wine。这个想想就好闻，真的很好闻，真的很好闻。我觉得拿这个，好，首先他买的这一套。去结账，我们到了我们的集合地，大家一起去酒庄看酿酒。然后我看你那个小纸片上说一会儿还会有吃的。
So it's a little bit more food and wine pairing centric what I do here. Okay? So hopefully you'll enjoy that. So where are you all from?
Florida.
Florida. Whereabouts?
Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, Fort Lauderdale. Good. Yeah, we meet our club members over there once a year. Yeah, actually we're in South Beach this year. But usually we're in Fort Lauderdale, and we have a big hors d'oeuvre party, and then all 7 of our wineries are there. And then you sleep it off at the hotel. So great. And where are you from?
California.
California.
Yeah.
It's a big state. Whereabouts in California?
The Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley, San Jose?
Sunnyvale, yeah,
Sunnyvale.
pretty close.
All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually, I went to graduate school in Florida. Yeah, so in Tallahassee, Florida State University. Yeah. Go Nails.
So you're standing in the middle of a 213-acre property. 167 acres is on the side of the highway, and the rest of it's across the street. And that's all taken up by the largest winemaking facility here in Napa Valley. This whole story starts off with 2 brothers, Jacob and Frederick Beringer. They both came over from Mainz, Germany in the early 1860s. Frederick came, the older brother Frederick came over here first, and he ended up selling malt to the beer industry over in Buffalo, New York. And he sold so much of that thing, he earned millions and millions of dollars. That's like a billionaire nowadays. So I guess you would say he was a multi-millionaire. Anyway, so what happened was that while he was doing that, his little brother Jacob came over and started making wines over in Long Island, New York. Got sick of the wines he was making over there. It was nothing but Rieslings over there. came at a really good time. Alrighty. Wine number 2.
Oh.
It's one of 4 Chardonnays that we produce here on the property. We are world famous for our Chardonnays. And I'll talk about that a little bit more during the tastings. So essentially what it is that we have here our vegetable garden here, our smaller of the 2. And we also, this doubles as a sensory garden. So here's what I want you to always know and remember from here out for the rest of your life. Wine tasting has been misnamed. Wine tasting is 85% the sense of smell and 15% trying to figure out how to get home. Okay?
Uber.
Yeah, I know. And so essentially what you want to do is you want to always concentrate on the aromas of the wine, and we're going to do an exercise like that when we get into the room. Because what I want you to do is understand that wine tasting out here is actually designed for you to evaluate wines to see if it's worth taking home with you. So it isn't really designed really for drunken stupors, but we get that a lot out here. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you run around this garden here, and I want you to rub your fingers on all the different leaves and smell your fingers and smell the leaves. The reason why is because you may come up with some of the aromas that's going to match with some of the wines you're going to taste today. Now, on the inside here is we got basil, which is like catnip for me. We have some chives with chive flowers. We have parsley over there. We have sage over here. We have rosemary out there all around, and we have thyme. So we have the whole song. And then we have some peppers going on right there. This big bushy thing over here is fennel, which is kind of garlicky. And if you want more of a garlicky punch, we have tarragon right over here. And then my favorite plant, which looks like they cut off a little bit, but this little bush over here, this is a muscat. This one here. Okay? Yeah, because I feel like I really want to bathe in that one. So, also another one to rub your fingers on is this one with a couple of yellow flowers there. That's an edible flower tree. That's marigolds. But smell that one. It's somewhat pungent, but you may smell that in the next wine you're going to try. So I'm just saying. So psychological. Hint, hint. You know, hint, hint. And then some of the other fruits and things also represent different flavors in wines that we get. Even though we don't put those flavors in there, it's just that wine has this seductive capability of reminding you of other aromas. And it's usually based on your life experiences. So white wines in here, most people in Georgia swear they smell peaches, whereas everywhere else in the country they smell apples for some reason, or pears, yeah. And the same thing with red wines. People from Maine usually smell blueberries, and people from Oregon usually smell blackberries from the same wine. So, and you're all right. It's just based on your life experiences. And so that's how you should really approach wine tasting and everything. It's based on your past and everything. So, okay? So, go forth and spend a couple of minutes. Just go around and rub, rub, rub.
说来这个可以吃的花是这个吗？哦，这个小黄花。
下一款酒可能就是这个味儿。
我现在什么都闻不到那个他说的植物的味道，因为我的手上已经全是那个 body butter 的味道。做了一个错误的决定，真的，我现在什么都闻不到。出来一些浓烈的味道，试一下这个。
感觉像薄荷，
是吧？
不过薄荷长不了那么高。
哇，我的天哪！像那种就是蚊虫草，就是涂在身上之后就不会被蚊子叮的那种。
OK， 有点
知道吗？
草味儿，
有一点，哎，有一点。
好香啊！
我在酒里喝到这种味道，我会吐的。
为什么？
这种就是，我觉得就是那种小时候被蚊子叮了，然后就需要抹这种。
花露水 Six Gun。
这是什么？
不知道。啊，这个还比较 mild。
嗯，好的，我现在可以闻到一些味道了。
Yeah, Dave, want to try this one?
This is the
Isn't that amazing? This is the lemon verbena.
oh lemon verbena.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
French tarragon.
Yeah, that's like well, you
Does one of these places have to be
no, not at all. Nope, not at all. Yeah, they just kind of impart that. All right, now these are strawberries. These are miniature strawberries. They're cutest little things.
Wow.
People pick them all the time, and that's why I don't see any ripe ones right now. Oh, here's the ripe one there. Yeah. So, but they're really tasty little things, you know. So, and then that's mint right there. Yeah. Just a week and a half ago, that was cut down to nothing, and then this mint just grows like crazy.
Oh, blueberry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, those are blueberries, and then the lavender is just looking absolutely awesome. Now, if you notice, you see some bunches of grapes out here.
Yep.
Those weren't there 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
That's how fast they go. They were just flowers.
August, September. Want me to get
Yeah, and in September you want to come out here and you want to eat these things because don't eat too much of it because you'll get hypoglycemic in no time flat. But they're extremely sweet. It's like eating candy.
Wow. Eating candy. Wow.
Okay. Now, what I want to do is have you wipe all that stuff off of your fingers because it'll get in the way of your wine. Oh, thank you.
I'm the ghost.
You're the ghost.
好大了，是那个面膜吗
Right? Oh, good. I like wallets.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
What size are you, Liz?
Oh, 7, because, 8 feels so good, I'll take a 9.
But whatever it is, you may not even identify what you're smelling in there. But essentially, these are stuff that will come to you as you're eating and smelling more foods and things like that, okay? So that means you're going to drive your family and friends nuts because you're going to go to grocery stores and restaurants and you're going to start smelling everything. All right? Now, after you smelled it, think about what you smelled, and then you swirl the wines. So what happens is that people swirl their wines way too quickly because they see someone down at the bar starts doing this. They say, oh, this must be the right way to do it. But actually, you smell first. Okay, after you do that, smell the wine again, it's going to smell different.
Yeah.
See that? Mm-hmm. It opens it up. But you're probably smelling all kinds of other things like herbs, like maybe some of the herbs you were smelling out there. I smell a little bit of sage out there. Yeah, the parsley there. Rosemary, good. And what happens is that the wine enhances the flavors that are on the food, and the food enhances the flavor of the wine. So, for example, this very first thing is the goat cheese. So it's non-lactose. If you're lactose intolerant, you should be just fine with this cheese here. It's slightly tangy. What we have it laced with is chives. And then with the chives, on the top there, this was a little extra thing that we worked with the chef. And we said, Chef, we need something lemony in there. And so we put kind of a candied lemon peel on here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to taste the half of this first. It's in a phyllo cup. And you're going to get that just to get a kind of a baseline as to what the food tastes like. All right? So let's go ahead and do that and pay attention to the crunchy noises. It's really cool in here when it does this all the time. And when you put it in your mouth, you can put a little wine in your mouth and you can chew the two together without choking to death. Okay? So, and then what I want you to do is I want you to just kind of spout out what you're tasting and how it changed. There is a little bit of a lemony taste to the wine. And some people notice that the goat cheese all of a sudden mellows out. It's nice and tangy.
Yeah, definitely.
Wine number 2. Again, pick it up slowly. Smell it. What do you smell?
Dark fruit.
Dark fruit, good. Really good. Some people smell blackberries. Like I said, people in Maine will smell blueberries.
Is it weird to get a little licorice out of it?
Little, good, very good.
She's showing off.
I'm not. I can't smell
Are
that.
you applying for a job here?
Yeah, I want to come over here.
She's showing off.
Alright, what you gotta go?
So that's what you're going to do is you're going to start swirling the wine afterwards. Yeah. Okay, so like, you know, she's smelling pepper. Anyone else smelling anything different?
I know, popcorn.
Cloves, cinnamon.
Do I get the cinnamon?
Yeah. Vanilla.
A little bit. I smell something.
Vanilla should start coming up about now.
The oak.
That's from the oak barrel. So anyway, now that you've had a taste of this cab, you're going to try the steak or whatever left we got going right there. Okay. All right. So one of the things is if you notice when you drank this wine, you had a little bit of dryness in your mouth. Okay, those are the tannins. Those are something that comes from the skins of the grapes. Those go away after a certain amount of years. What happens is that the gravity pulls the particulate matter that's responsible for the tannins. And so that leaves you with a silkier, smoother wine with the fruit still in pretty good shape then. Okay? Now, if you can't wait that long, which most people can't, about 85% of the buying public open their wines within 48 hours after purchasing them. By the time they get back to the liquor store. So basically the way that you can combat that dryness is to introduce fats, either with cheese or meats. Usually a steak is usually classically paired with Cabernet. So what you're going to do, first of all, is get a baseline again. This is New York strip steak. It is placed around with some basil oil. And the little red spots there or dark spots there, that's saba, which is a very ancient sauce, which is grape must that's been reduced down. They've been making this sauce ever since Roman times. And so give that a try to kind of get, and you got a little salt on there, that'll probably ramp it up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, and then again, the second piece, you're going to do that with the wine that you got, and see how that changes. Okay, wine number 3. The wine that everyone loves to hate for no real good reason. So, just because of a dumb movie that people misinterpreted. So Sideways had really took the dance out of Merlot for quite a long time. The thing is that he actually loves Merlot. It's just that he broke up with his girlfriend.
That's so fine.
Yeah.
Smashes her in the head.
Well, at the very end of the movie, I mean, he knocks down a Merlot, a very expensive Merlot. Yeah, so no one realized that Triple Blanc is a Merlot. The third thing we have is totally vegan.
Really?
Yep. It is a Daxal, which is mushrooms that can turn into kind of a paste, a mushroom paste. And then we have some chives, and then that little flower that's on there is a chive flower, so edible. And so again, we're going to do this. Now this is even more fun because the crunching is a little louder on this one here. Alright.
Maybe it's all right.
Yeah, I love to cook because I love to eat. Yeah. Okay, so again, on the third one, incorporate the wine. It takes the earthiness out of the mushroom and it's just kind of really fun with all this, you know. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, we're going to Sterling now. Sterling?
Sterling.
嘿，我们刚刚从它的这个 tasting room 里出来，然后它有一些搭配酒的 snacks， 然后我们一共尝了3种酒。今天是完美的一天。老丁现在是不是喝的有点晕呢？
老丁有点飘，不好意思。
我没有喝，但是老丁喝的现在有一点飘。你还知道你在哪儿吗？
我当时
这个酒庄叫什么名字？
我当时晕的时候，我在听他们的时候，我就有一种我是谁，我在哪儿的感觉。
没关系，我会把你安全带回家的。
老丁马上就要脸红了，走了。
我们的最后一站非常的圆满，今天非常的开心。然后，但是等待着我们的是2个小时的车程。我们车停在哪儿？这边是吗？这个方向。哇，你记录记得好准啊！
说明我这是微醺。
对啊，对，还是微醺。腿疼吗？
腿有点软。
老丁是一喝酒腿先疼。
腿，先上腿，然后再上腿。
前面好多人，那我们回家啦。Sunny 见，
再见，老丁现在想跳舞，拜拜。
拜。